Welcome everybody here for the Doublemint Cup Series at Twin Ring Motegi. We head to Japan. Well, one of our first few races outside the USA. Jack James qualifying the pole for Ganassi. Oh, the green flag, there it is. Green flag in the air. Jack James with a great start over PJ Williams, Kyle Matthews, and several others here as here they come. Into the first few corners there, just Kyle Matthews dives to the bottom of the track to take the lead away from Jack James on lap number 1. Kyle Matthews to the point here, trying to lead for Hendrick Motorsports in that number 24 car. The Exalted Machine looking very strong in the grid here. As Dylan Young going to third, Kev Shear going up the grid here. As we've got a caution on the racetrack, we got a multiple car crash, looks like. Lots of drivers. Seth Cole with back-end damage. And Ian Dutta has blown the car up. So problems for the H. Scott machine of Ian Dutta. They'll be racing back down towards the line. Jack James on the bumper of Kyle Matthews here. Off of corner number 4. Dylan Young gets a bit of a shove from Kev Shear. But it is Kyle Matthews that leads them to the flag for the caution flag here at Twin Ring Motegi. 3 wide out of turn 4. They all squeezed each other together. Seth Cole, Eric Rodriguez, and Andy Thomas. There you see the 46 of Ryder Barnes spinning. He clips. Seth Cole clips Gabe Williams. They're sending the number 18 for a spin. Dylan Schwalmberg swerves to avoid it. And really just a big traffic jam from here on. Not much said and done over here. And that's really what brings out our caution. With the 1 to go signal here, Kyle Matthews leads William Duncan out of the race due to ignition failure. Problems for the Roush Fenway Racing number 6 car. Definitely not what they wanted to see today. They'll be dropping in points here. Green flag back in the air. We are underway here for the restart. And Team Penske on the charge here with the affiliate of Richard Johnson there in the 21. He launches up the hill there. PJ Williams trying to capitalize here. The points leader coming in, looking very strong today, trying to get another solid effort and extend that lead here in case of some potential victors here. And Bryant sliding up the hill. Gardner to the inside, looking for win number 2. Kyle Matthews in the same boat as well. 3 wide action there. Zachary Fitzwater. And also in the back of the pack here, O'Neal Balvin, Betty Johnson, Joey Murphy in the mix there as well. They need to really get out of that situation as fast as they can. They want to be in contention here. But it is the Kyle Matthews show here. Jack James sitting in that second spot, trying to win another race of the season as well. Actually, he's, remember, the Kansas winner, looking very strong today. There's Josh Ziculi on the move. Johnny Gardner as well. Teammates collide and Gardner's in the wall. Caution is out yet again, but a hard impact for the 22 machine of Johnny Gardner, and luckily he does not get hit by the rest of the field there. As what a tough break for the number 22, getting tagged by his teammate at a turn 4 with some assistance there, but Kyle Matthews, your leader, across the line. And Johnny Gardner got some assistance from Brian out of 4 and watch the impact. Bam! Into the inside wall. Hard lick for the number 22 of Johnny Gardner. His race most likely out of this one for today, but a tough break for him indeed. Kyle Matthews leads him yet again to the green flag. And look at Jack James. He spun the tires just a bit there. Dylan Young waiting to pounce, or will the 4th place car think otherwise? And Jeremy Jones going to the inside. Jesse Turner and JT Bryant in the mix as well. Look at Cody Lamas in the 48, the Red Vest machine. Looking very strong in that low Chevrolet, trying to also get win number 2. A lot of drivers who gotten their first wins already this season are trying to get their second. All looking forward as an advantage to winning and moving on directly to that first round without much of a hassle. Whether you struggle or not, if you get multiple wins, you are basically locked in no matter the circumstances. So Kyle Matthews and Jack James are looking like they're in the catbird seat of winning this race here so far. But James has reeled in Matthews at a turn 2. He got a massive run on the back straightaway. Richard Johnson trying to get win number 1 this season. He's won a couple races before, and those were only at the road courses in the 47 team, but it looks like they slowed themselves down a bit into turn 3 there, trying to get their corners backed up. Rewind to the back, and we got a car hard in the wall, and Zachary Fitzwater slides up the track right into Jonathan Zorlin in a massive traffic jam in the back. Put several cars with damage to their machines, and it's a big traffic jam as in New York. We saw a hard impact there. They're racing back down towards the line. Kyle Matthews trying to get around Will Goss, the slow car here. But Goss dives it in there really hard. He's trying to get that lap back. Doesn't look like that's going to really work whatsoever. As there you see Jack James now trying to get around him as well. As the caution flies yet again, it's been a wreck fest here at Twin Ring Motegi. Looking at the replay here, Zachary Fitzwater dives turn 4 really hard, hits the number 34, slides up right into Jonathan Zorlin, and man, Bill Gunther took a whale of a ride there, and look at the field right there. They all just stack up and just plow in there, and a lot of damage done to a lot of race cars that didn't really need to be damaged in the first place, and that's going to take a lot of amount of contention. Coming to the restart here, Kyle Matthews leads over Jack James, Jeremy Jones, and the 25 of Eric Rodriguez with the green flag out. Look at JT Bryant diving into turn number 1. Jeremy Jones is going to pounce on Jack James there. Looks like the 42 slept a bit, and here comes Will Goss. He's getting help from that 4 team, trying to get a lap back here. Will Goss could use a quickie yellow in order to get himself back on the lead lap. Jeremy Jones takes the lead away here. Jack James, oh man, he slid up high into turn 3. Slid Bryant up the hill. Jesse Turner with an aggressive move. And Kyle Matthews has to come in. Looks like a penalty for the 24 there. Possibly for jumping the restart. Talk about a tough break. Or the Exalted machine. That's going to be hard to swallow. Here, they haven't even reached the halfway point of the race. Jeremy Jones relapsed Will Goss there. As Jesse Turner now in the second position, Young in third, 4 wide near the back. That's not where you want to be. Here's they are side by side, all over the track here into turn 3. And Sakuli takes the spot away. JT Bryant slides up into Jack James there. They are all over the racetrack here at Twin Ring Motegi. Not what you want, and there goes JT Bryant. Jonathan Rains gets clipped there as well. As it looks like the field's going to get themselves in another traffic jam, but not as badly as the first one. But that was ugly there. I don't think we really need to see much of an angle there to surprise you. But Kyle Matthews, this is a good break for him, but I don't know if he's a lap down because of that. So let's see where he's at. He's actually going to catch a break here. Lucky enough for him. That's a saving grace for the 24 team. They just all ran out of room, and JT Bryant spun, clipped Jonathan Rains, and that's pretty much the wreck in itself in a nutshell there. Drivers trying to check up, hit each other there, not too badly though. It was the first wreck we saw earlier with Bill Gunther's slip. But minor damage done for a lot of these drivers here, but they're able to keep on going. The 1 to go signal is out. Jesse Turner has been struggling throughout most of this season so far. He's trying to turn things around today. Can he do it? We are past halfway, just slightly. Kev Shear in second, green flag in the air. The 41 spins the tires there badly there. Not a good start for Kev Shear. As Cody Lamas has to sit back. Here comes Luis Hernandez to take the 4th spot away from Jeremy Jones, with Dylan Young following and William Brock in the mix as well. Good run for the 7 team. Kev Shear just getting these runs in for the 41. They're doing a fantastic job here. Shear down the inside. Dive bombs turn 3. Turner puts the block. As there you see Goss coming down pit lane. Jeremy Jones coming in pit lane as well, as Shear hits the wall for 4. A lot of drivers trying to check up for each other here. They're trying to give some give and take around the racetrack here. Kyle Matthews, remember, we saw him. He's all the way down in 33rd. He's got to get a move on here. He knows he's got a good car, but the matter of fact is where he can end up at the end of this run. As for Jesse Turner, he's just pulled away from the rest of the pack. The battle for third is on. Dylan Young takes the spot away. O'Neal Baldwin's put himself in the mix. The guy trying to win Vegas again. Almost won Las Vegas there. They are 3 wide there. William Brock, Richard Johnson, and Cody Lamas. They got themselves out of that situation pretty fast, though, but they are still racing aggressive here at Twin Ring Motegi. The Japanese crowd on their feet here. Lots of action going on at the racetrack here. The RCR teammates of Joshua Sekuli and Vince Freeze, the Kentucky winner, trying to get another victory in his belt. Running also with RCR teammate Luis Hernandez in the 33. And they are all doing a fantastic job so far for the organization. As 3 wide, whoa! A couple of cars sliding there. Cody Lamas, they slid, but they saved it, but the caution is out anyways. What a save for Cody Lamas as the field trying to check up there into turn 1. I don't think we really need a replay of that, because that was a save from Cody Lamas, as well as Eric Rodriguez and several other competitors there, but Jesse Turner's league expires because of that. Jesse Turner for Roush Fenway organization leads the field down yet again. Green flag back in the air. And again, Kev Shears spinning those tires. Just not what you need to do in these restarts. Vince Freeze is going to take advantage of this, as he's going to rocket his way to second just like that. Vince Freeze is hungry for a win yet again. There's Joey Murphy 3 wide in the back there. Contact. William Brock, Charles Sanford, and Joey Murphy, they all collided there. And there's Jack James in the mix there, trying to get around Eric Rodriguez and several others. He's trying to get himself in the top 10. And Vince Freeze is just taking the lead away, as they are 3 wide near the back. As Jeffrey Finguy and several others there. Jesse Turner down to second. Young the third. Kev Shears dropped back to fourth just a tad. His car hasn't been the best handling, but definitely one of the front-running cars of the day, with Luis Hernandez there, as well as Josh Sekuli. PJ Williams running another solid effort here, running inside the top 10. Luis Hernandez dives in underneath Kev Shear for a position here. That is the battle for fourth, as Jesse Turner is now losing a spot to Dylan Young this time around. Freeze holds on to the lead, but Dylan Young up to second. This 31 car, remember they won this race last year underneath Keon Eddington's namesake. As this 31 car, it looks like they brought the same car from Motegi up to here today, and they are definitely one of the stronger cars to look out for. As you see Jesse Turner sitting in third, that 17 car, they've been struggling. Here he comes down the inside, a dive bomb into turn 3, and it's going to work. Great overtake from Jesse Turner there. Will Goss, remember he's a lap car, he's trying to get back on lead lap, doesn't really have the run here. Crossover move here from Dylan Young, looks like an attempted one, and looks like Young's gonna try and wait to see if Turner makes a mistake here. And it doesn't look like that's gonna be the case here, but he's still reeling in the bumper of Jesse Turner extremely well. Battle back for position here, O'Neal Baldwin and Mike Hawk, also making his third start in the series here, I believe. For the 3 team, they are running pretty solid right now. Midfield, which isn't terribly bad actually. They're running actually near the top 10 area right now. As you see a couple others kind of been struggling with the race. Jeremy Jones, remember he had a bad break in pit lane. They're mired back in traffic. Same thing with Kyle Matthews. They haven't really recovered since that incident there, but it is right now Vince Freeze over Jesse Turner, Dylan Young, Will Goss, Hernandez, Kev Shear. Kev Shear, like I said, with another good run in for the 41 team, an impressive effort. They definitely have stepped up their game. As Will Goss, the lap car, trying to get on the inside of Turner. Turner denies this here, but Goss still fighting back. I don't know what he's quite doing there, but certainly not what Turner wants to see in his favor. Dylan Young's going to see this as an opportunity, and he goes to the inside of Jesse Turner here with almost 10 laps remaining. Vince Freeze is definitely a guy to look out for here in the series. So the 31 team definitely have stepped up their game yet again, finding the right strategy. I believe they didn't win in the Granger car, but they won in the Cat Machine. So this 31 team, they're just looking like they're looking very golden right now. As Dylan Young sitting in second, about a second and a half away from the number 31 there. Turner in third. Really an intense battle here. It looks like a battle for the top 10 here. Only a Baldwin with no back end trying to battle PJ Williams. Jack James looking underneath Josh Sakuli and Luis Hernandez trying to get both RCR cars in one go. Cody Lamas is making his way back up in the field after that save. A couple others also trying to put themselves up here. Jeffrey Fingai passing Eric Rodriguez for the 16th position there. So another top 15 run for the 14 team could be good for them. It's just what they really need, honestly. And Turner going around the number 15. Looks like he's going to try and do another attempt underneath Goss, and it's going to work this time. Well, Goss doesn't really fight back as hard, but Kev Shear now up to the third position. Dylan Young looks like he's struggling with his race car just a tad. But the gap has widened a lot here with 8 laps to go. Vince Freeze with about almost a 2-second lead over Jesse Turner, Kev Shear, and several others here. Pretty much most of the top 10. Jack James back on the charge here, trying to get underneath Dylan Young. Cody Lamas in the mix as well. A lot of these drivers with the win are really putting themselves in the picture here today. And Will Goss again on the bottom of the 17. Turner's just not happy on the radio with Will Goss there. He knows that 15's a lap down, but he is not doing anything to help that 17's case whatsoever. Kev Shear going up for second again. That 41 just really quiet, and he's been quite lucky here in this race so far. But Vince Freeze just having a commanding lead over the rest of the field here. Look at Jack James on the bottom of the racetrack again. Just what a strong effort for the 42 guys. They have definitely stepped up their game. Ganassi has kept it consistent as they were like last season, except just a lot faster. Jack James now underneath Shear for the second spot. Lamas up to third. Turner's falling back like a rock. His car might be fading in this run here. Definitely not the run Turner's needed. But even so, a really good effort for the 17 team. They've definitely stepped the car up today for this weekend. And certainly, but they wanted to win this race badly, as the battle for second has raged on again between Jack James and Cody Lamas. Lamas now up to P2. Turner looking for third, possibly, if Kev Shear doesn't make a move. Here comes Turner down the inside. A grand entrance into turn 1 for the 17 Crown Royal Ford Fusion. As he comes out of 2 there, great effort. Audra Baranowskis has been making her way up into the field here. She's been kind of quiet all race. Hasn't had the best of runs lately. PJ Williams continuing his consistency rate. Surprisingly, he's been scary consistent, actually. He's a threat to look out for. If there are multiple winners here, this could be good for him, because he does need to see a lot more winners that have already won if he wants to make it in on points. If he doesn't win a race, to be exact, because PJ Williams is definitely a contender, but he needs the points. And he needs chasers, people that win to either struggle in the season, maybe to be ineligible, or just multiple winners. That's really all he needs right now. As he's looking underneath Kev Shear for position here. He's running in, I believe now, the 7th spot. So, still a grand effort for the 19 team. They are just doing just fine with their equipment. But really, it's Vince Freeze's race to lose here with 3 laps to go. He's got a massive gap over Jesse Turner. Turner now going underneath Cody Lamas for second. They're just constantly battling. Onia Baldwin with another grand run here for the 1 team, even with the back end damage. Both the Ganassi cars are actually now inside the top 5. The 42 and the 1 are both in 4th and 5th. James now up to 3rd. Here comes Onia Baldwin on the charge as well. It's going to be too little too late for them. But for Vince Freeze, I think this race is going to be set sail for him. He's got a 3-second gap, soon to be 4, over the rest of the field here. He's just done an impressive job. Jack James up to P2. Here comes Onia Baldwin up to 3rd as well. Both the Ganassi cars are just very strong out there. I'm just in awe right now. The battle for 10th has raged on, though, between Josh Zakuli, Hernandez, Baranowskis, Thomas, and several others here. As the white flag is going to fly, 1 more lap to go for Vince Freeze here at Twin Ring Motegi. He's got a massive gap over Jesse Turner. Can he do anything? The 42 and the 1, they're just going to have to stay where they are. Cody Lama's trying to get underneath Jesse Turner for the 4th position, and he's got a massive run off of turn 2, and looks like he's going to be able to get it. As for Vince Freeze into the final 2 corners, Vince Freeze, the winner of Kentucky, he's going to be another multi-winner here in the Doublemint Cup Series this season, and Vince Freeze takes the checkered flag for win number 2 of his career at Twin Ring Motegi. As Cody Lamas gets 4th away, Jesse Turner barely holds on for a 5th, but a great run for PJ Williams, 6th place run for the 19 team. Dylan Young gets a 7th, Sekuli 8th, Kev Shear with another grand effort here with the 9th place finish, and Andra Baranowskis, give props to her, she gets a top 10 today with a 10th place finish. As there you see the rest of the results here, a lot of drivers that were kind of running near the back of the field have kind of struggled, or some made their way to the front near the end. Richard Johnson was strong in the early going, went up to 12th. Jeremy Jones struggled after a pit lane incident. He went to 13th. You see him spinning near the back. Thomas gets 14th. Mike Cock, 15th. Not a bad run on his debut at Twin Ring Motegi. Jeffrey Finguy gets a 16th place finish there. Top 20s are really what they need for the team. Heck, maybe even a win. Jessica Emery gets 19th. Eric Rodriguez gets a 20th. About a time they get a solid effort in there. But JT Bryant was one of the stronger cars today. He had issues. He struggled. Kyle Matthews was definitely a contender. He had issues as well. Johnny Gardner, who was strong most of the race, finished 34th. And there's the rest of the field. Dutta out of the race. Duncan, Gunther, Zorlin. A couple of cars a lap down near the end. Wasn't really the best race, but probably a bit of a cleaner race near the end. But Vince Freeze wins at Twin Ring Motegi, the 31 car in victory lane yet again here at Japan.